Okay, so now that that's said, let's get back to having a little bit of fun here, because that was data that I was giving you. I'm like the operator in the Matrix. See me as the operator in the Matrix. I'm the one that gives out the programs and gives you the knowledge in order to finish your mission, whatever your mission is. So with that said, like I said, my last video we talked about something, but that was sad, and we're gonna talk about more sad shit. But it's fun sad shit for some people. Now, before I start this, I do not condone any violence against women. Like I said before, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. So, women are sluts. Yes, women are sluts. But that's a sad thing for the general mass. This is other sadness and loneliness. For the demonic realm, not so much. The reason why the reason why demonologists don't care that all women are sluts is because we know what to do with sluts. Sluts have a purpose. They can be quite useful. Like me per se. I want more darkness. So for me, a slutty woman is perfect because having sex brings having a well doing rituals and having sex brings more darkness. So to me, that's perfect. Um, sex magic. Sex magic. Another reason why all women being sluts is not a bad thing for a demonologist. Of course, the problem is you can't really, as a demonologist, we also feel that loneliness and that sadness. It might look like we're having fun, but we're just as sad and lonely as you are. And because we can't have a relationship with this woman, we can't have a normal relationship with this woman. We can't share our most intimate, and we can't be intimate. We can't be vulnerable with this woman. That's not what she's here for. She does not understand those kind of things. She's not built. She's not wired or built that way. So we still feel the same thing everybody else feels. But it's just like us in our rituals, having a slut around, having a woman, not a slut, but having a woman around is useful. Sorry, sorry about that. Having a woman around is useful. It has a lot of power. Sex is very potent. Sex is very potent, and it does hold a lot of power. Like I said before, everybody keeps talking about sex magic. People ask me about sex magic, but I don't think they realize what they're asking. Because at some point it's like slavery. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same thing as slavery. I mean, like she's basically a slave, a willing slave, which is different from sex trafficking and stuff like that. But like I said, it's still fun. It's a fun way to amass energy and amass power, but it's still difficult because I'm not a fucking robot. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not a fucking robot. I can't fuck all day. You know, that's not legit. And then you have things to do and, you know, whatnots. So, you know, and I will get tired during the day. So I can't, you know, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say here. What was I saying though? Yeah. So we feel that loneliness. But like I said, I don't think people understand how difficult it actually is. So that's why I don't really get into that subject, because it's really pointless unless you have a partner. There's no point into talking about sex magic, you know, literally, because it's too arduous. Not hard, but it's no pun intended. It's arduous, you know. It's how do you say you can exert yourself doing this, obviously. So let's talk about how do you know. And like I said before, it's like once you manifest this person as a demonologist, not as a normal person. I feel for everyone that does not practice demonology. I feel for everyone that does not practice demonology. I feel for everyone that does not practice black magic. I feel for everyone that just wants to live a normal life, because it is painful to be in love with people. It is painful to fall in love with people and not having that love reciprocated or things of that matter. So I completely understand you 100,000%. Nonetheless, I did say in my other video that you can manifest whoever you want and whatever you want, which is true. But that does not mean you still have to practice. Even though you want a normal relationship, you still have to practice that. So you will get heartbroken once or twice, depending on the person. There's some people that are together, codependency, and they find they're like 50-50. There are some people that, you know, they're 50-50. They find this person, they do half the work, they do half the work, boom, it works, they get married, blah blah blah, have children, whatever. Then they have a YouTube channel and annoy everybody with how presumably happy they are, you know. So like I said, it's still fun, you know. It's still fun. It's still a fun thing to happen, you know. It's still you know, it's still sex. You still feel good, you know, with it. And it's still you're still kind of like, how do you say, realizing fantasies, you know. If like, it's like delving into demonology is like delving into your deepest fantasies, right? We all know that. I'm not saying anything new. So it's still it's still an interesting thing. So how do you know? So as a demonologist, what I'm trying to get at here, as a demonologist, how do you know that you're manifesting this companion, this slave? You will start hearing this specific line. When you start hearing this specific line, and I don't need to tell you how to manifest, you already know that. If you're a demonologist, I have a lot of witches on here that, you know, you can use succubuses to manifest. That's the best way to manifest a slave. I think. Is it? I'm not sure, actually, because you can manifest a slave normally too. You know, like you manifest anything, you write it down on a piece of paper and blah 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 blah. The only thing is, when you manifest the slave, there's a little bit of work to be done on yourself. So it's not that it's not working. You have to trust the universe that it's preparing you for this entity, for this manifestation. Because me personally, not everybody's the same. Some people don't have shame. Some people have no shame, so they don't, you know, whatever. And if that's your case, then it might work instantly. But me personally, I had to do some work because I used to believe in the church and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. So me getting around to actually writing down on a piece of paper, I want to, you know, that was kind of fucked up to me. You know what I mean? It was kind of fucked up to me, you know what I mean? So, you know, and I didn't write it down. I used succubuses because of the shame. I used succubuses because of the shame, because I had to ease myself into being comfortable having a slave. So, but the thing is, before I tell you the secret word that you're going to hear when you're going to know that it's working, like I said, most women are sluts. Most women are sluts. And you know, so, it's not that, so you have to be able to do two things at the same time. If you're going to live on Earth as a demonologist, you're going to have to do two things at the same time. What I mean by that is, there's women out there, you know, there's the everyday woman that might and might not be a slut. And this is all it's all gonna make sense once I tell you the word, you know. So don't necessarily judge them, but use them. If you don't feel like manifesting, because some people are more extroverted. I'm introverted. I like spending time with myself. So if you are extroverted, if you're more inclined to actually go and reach out to a real living breathing person, to a presumably real living person, use that person for your rituals. Try to get that person's consent to do rituals with, right? The difference, and that's the difference between the slave. The slave doesn't care. The slave is there specifically for that purpose. She's not there to learn about magic. She's not there to, no. She's specifically there for you to gain more darkness. That's it. End of story. Now, when you're trying to manifest these lustful entities, you will hear one word, and then I'm going to stop the video after that. You will hear a sentence, you will hear a phrase. She will tell you, don't get mad. And that's the most fun thing. I love when women tell me to not get mad, because I know what's coming next. you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, sorry, my bad. I'm tripping. But, so yeah, so that's the secret phrase. When you start hallucinating the phrase, don't get mad. When you start receiving messages telling you to not get mad, is because she's the spirit, the female spirit, is asking you to not get mad at how nasty she is, how much of a freak she is. Don't get mad. You know what I mean? When you start to manifest something very sexual, when you manifest something very sexual, you will hear the phrase, don't get mad. Once you hear the phrase, don't get mad, that means the manifestation's coming in. That means the person's close. That means you're getting there. So, with all that said, I hope this was helpful. I hope this will help you out. You might want to listen to it once or twice, because you got to read between the lines. But I hope I explained it, pretty well and harshly too. Sorry about that. I just didn't feel like fucking around today. So yeah, man. That's it. That's all I have to say. See you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out. Ciao.